What's up, everybody? Welcome to One Funnel Away 2.0. How are you guys all feeling today? I am so excited. We literally have been refreshing every 5 seconds, waiting to see what the numbers were before I stepped on stage and started today. See how many of you guys decided to join us on this 30-day journey. And right before I started, we passed 5,000 people, which is insane. 5,000 of you are here today going through this experience with us, which is so much fun. I'm so excited. We got so much to cover today. Today's going to be kind of a broad overview. It's going to help cast a picture of what's going to be happening, what the next 30 days are going to look like, and help you guys to get really, really excited by this challenge. But I'm curious, for those who are here right now, how many of you guys have had a chance to go through the One Funnel Away challenge before in the past? If you have, let us know in the comments down below. How many are our past challengers, and how many are our first timers? I want to see kind of both sides of that. Okay, it's been fun. We launched the original One Funnel Away challenge almost like two or 3 years ago. And in that time, we had over 70,000 people go through it, and so many success stories have come on the backside of it. It's been so much fun to see. And recently, we decided, hey, I want to go back through and do a new updated version. After we've seen some people go through, like, what are the things people get stuck on? What are things we can simplify? What are things we can do to make it easier and faster and better? And so that's what this is. This is the culmination of a lot of thought, a lot of work, a lot of preparation, trying to make this this process as simple and as easy and as powerfully as possible. Now, some of you guys, this is your very first time ever going through this experience. It. I hope you guys love the journey, love the destination we're trying to get to. And some of you guys, again, have been doing this over and over and over again. I know a lot of people say they go through this every single month because every month they're launching a new funnel. They're trying to do the next thing and they want to get their mindset right and they want to go through the steps. So if this is your first time, I want to welcome you. If you're one of our lifelong challengers who come every single month, glad to have you back as well. Now, a couple things. As we do this challenge, my goal is I don't want to waste your time or my time. Okay, I'm super busy. I know you're super busy. And so I don't take the fact that you decided to invest this much time and money with us lightly. Okay, so I'm just going to be focusing on the most important, most vital things you need to be successful. Okay, the way that this challenge works over the next 30 days is every day, Monday through Friday, I'm going to be going live here on this stage. I have a couple guest speakers throughout the next 30 days. They'll be coming as well and sharing stuff with you. But you'll be having me for about 90% of the time. So I'll be going live from the stage. We'll be doing the exact same time every single day, okay? Which is noon East Coast time, 10 o'clock my time, 9 Pacific. And if you're anywhere else in the world, you have to do the conversion yourself. I have no idea what it is. But that's will be going live. The recordings will be in the Facebook group. So if you're late, if you missed one, whatever, don't stress out. You can come back and you can come and watch them. They'll be in the units here in the Facebook group. That'll be happening at the end of every single training. Okay, my job with this training right here is to be very strategic. Okay, so I'm not gonna have a ton of slides. Most of it will be me here on a whiteboard mapping out a concept for you to understand. Oh, that's how that thing works. Okay, so you understand the overarching strategy. Then at the end of the training, I'm going to give you what we call a one-pager. A one-pager is a digital file. I'll give you a link to it down below here at the end of the training. You'll go to it, and you can save the one-pager to your one-pager account for free. And then in there's going to be a video of me actually doing the homework assignment. Okay, so here you hear me talk about it strategically, and then on the one page you'll see the tactics of how to actually do the thing. Okay, so as soon as you finish the strategy, I'd recommend watching the tactical video, learning exactly what to do, right? Fill in the homework assignment, things like that. And then the best thing about One Funnel Away challenge is we don't leave you on your own at that point. Okay, some of you guys are going to get it, like, sweet, I got to understand that you can run with the homework assignment and get done. Some of you are going to get stuck at a part, or you're confused, or something Russell said didn't quite make sense. Okay, so every single day, what'll happen is we'll be opening up live coaching hours where our implementation coaches here inside of One Funnel Away will be going live for 2 hours or so inside the Facebook group. We can jump in, get your questions asked and answered, and it'll be really, really cool. So that'll be happening as well every single day. Okay, so again, the way it works, wake up in the morning, come jump on the strategy call. Okay, get the one pager, go through the tactics, do the homework assignment, and then if you get stuck, jump on the live training, and our coaches will get you unstuck. Okay, now these coaches have been with us now ever since the beginning of OFA. So they've had a chance to go through this with literally over 70,000 students. They know what we're talking about, where we're going, and they can help get you unstuck. Okay, this is literally probably the cheapest coaching program on the history of the planet. Again, it was $100 for you to be part of this. If somebody signed you up, we gave that $100 to them. So I don't make any money on that if they sign somebody else. So the reason why I put so much time and effort and energy into this is because we have seen statistical proof that those people who go through the One Funnel Away challenge make more money inside of ClickFunnels. Okay, it's a statistical proof. We've seen it over and over and over again. We look at the stats like how long is someone staying in ClickFunnels if they go through OFA versus they don't. And if they go through this One Funnel Away challenge, they become better customers. They have more success. They build better funnels. They make more money. All those things. And so because that's why I put so much time and energy and effort into this, because I know that if you go through this 30 days, On the backside of it, you'll become a better entrepreneur. You'll be able to serve more people, and it's going to change your life. Okay, so that's kind of why we put so much effort and energy into this. We have a full-time team just focusing on One Funnel Away. This is what they do for their full-time jobs, and I'm excited for you guys to get to know them, get to meet them. They're an amazing group of people. So make sure you take advantage of that as well as part of this coaching program. Most coaching programs, you're going to spend 25 grand, and you don't get this type of one-on-one coaching or one-to-many coaching like you will here inside the One Funnel Away Challenge. So that's some of the initial things I want to start with. I know a lot of you guys who are coming to us from this challenge recently had a chance to go through the 5-day lead challenge, okay? And I hope you had a chance to go through that. If you did, the 5-day lead challenge gave you a lot of the fundamental, foundational things that you're going to need to be successful, okay? Now, if you haven't done that yet, that's okay. You'll still be successful inside OFA, but there's a lot of foundational stuff there. I'm going to recover some of the foundational things today and tomorrow that we talked about in the 5-day lead challenge, just to make sure we're all on the same page as we start moving forward to build out your very first sales funnel here inside of the One Funnel Away Challenge. Okay. Okay. I'm trying to think what else I want to cover before I dive into here. One thing I want to talk about is I feel like as you guys being here, I want to welcome you into my tribe, welcome you into the ClickFunnels community. If you guys know me or have seen any of my Instagram stuff, I drive around in a big, huge Jeep, and inside the Jeep it says Funnel Hacker. And every time I pull up to my kids' wrestling matches or I go to church or anywhere, people are always like, "What is a funnel hacker?" Right? How many of you guys ever wondered what is a funnel hacker? I see people talk about that, but what is a funnel hacker? Okay, so I'm gonna pull up some of these slides. I want to talk about that is because I feel like you guys joining this and being part of this community, you are becoming my newest group of funnel hackers, okay? A funnel hacker, what a funnel hacker is a funnel hacker is somebody who's a member of the ClickFunnels community, okay? And the ClickFunnels community does a lot of amazing things as you'll find out more about, right? Every single time you build a funnel that goes live, we donate $1 to Village Impact, which actually helps these kids in Kenya. And my wife and I have been out 3 or 4 times, and last time we went out, we brought them all these funnel hacker shirts. So if you're ever in Kenya, you'll see thousands of kids running around in these funnel hacker t-shirts, which is kind of cool. But that's what a funnel hacker is. It's a member inside of ClickFunnels. A funnel hacker is an entrepreneur, but it's a different type of entrepreneur. Okay? There's a lot of types of business owners and things like that, but somebody who's a ClickFunnels funnel hacker, they're different. They look at business different, they look at life different. So this is our funnel hacker manifesto. I'm gonna go through this really quickly because it's gonna show you the type of tribe that you're part of. And if you don't align with these things, that's totally cool. Maybe you're not a good fit with our community, but if you do, then you found your home. Okay? You found people who are just like you, who care like you, who serve like you, and that's what this whole community and this movement's all about. Okay, so I'm going to go through this manifesto really quick and kind of explain it to you guys step by step so you can see where we're going, okay? So the very first thing here, it says a funnel hacker is a new breed of entrepreneur. They're smarter, they're leaner, they're faster, and they're free, okay? You have to understand there's a lot of entrepreneurs, but funnel hackers are different, okay? As you're going to find out really, really quickly if you haven't yet. You've probably seen them all over the internet. You've seen so many of them have blown up businesses. They're changing lives. They're changing the way they do things. But these are some things to understand about us funnel hackers, okay? Number one, a funnel hacker is obsessed with our thing. Okay, now every single one of you guys came here with a thing, right? Something you're passionate about. Your idea, your product, your service, your passion, your art, right? Every one of us, we have our own art. For me, this is my art. Entrepreneurship, teaching entrepreneurs. That's why I've written books. I do seminars, events. This is my art, right? For you, it's something different. Some of you guys, your art is cleaning people's teeth. Some of you guys, your art is educating people on weight loss. Some of you guys, everyone's got different art, right? Whatever your business is, that's your art. Okay? And all of us here inside this community are obsessed with our thing. Okay? You'll notice very, very quickly we are not the people that are standing by oh yeah, I got a job. Oh yeah, I sell something. We are obsessed with the thing that we do. Okay, that's number one. Number two, we're even more obsessed with the marketing of our art. Okay? Okay? No matter how good your product, your service is, it's not going to sell itself. Okay, and if you truly love and care about your product, not only be obsessed about your product, you'll be even more obsessed with the marketing of your product because that is the way that you have a chance to amplify your art. How many people have written books that could have changed the world, would have changed the world, and they sat on a bookshelf because nobody ever knew about them? Okay? How many people have built courses or products or services or things that if they were in the right hands could change the lives of that person, yet nobody ever knew about it? Okay? That's why we are so obsessed with the marketing of our thing. That's what this whole entire challenge is about. Okay? All of you guys are coming here with different skills, unique abilities, products, services, things that I don't have. Okay? I wish that my gift was to change everybody's life in all aspects, but it's not. My gift is to be able to give you guys the tools and the resources and the knowledge and information you need to get your message out to more people, to be able to take your art and to amplify it out into the world. And so that's what we're so excited about. Okay, that's what a funnel hacker is. It's someone who is obsessed with their art, but they're even more obsessed with the marketing of their art. In the next 30 days, you're getting a marketing education that's second to none. People always tell me man, I went through OFA. That was better than my master's degree program I went through in college. It's yeah, because this is the stuff that actually works. Okay? How many times have you read books in college or whatever, you're going through these things these are theories of people doing stuff 100 years ago. This is stuff that's working today. Okay, as of right now, depending when you're watching this is live. Okay, this is I always tell our team, we have to be understanding the pulse of the market, what's happening today. This is why we're redoing One Funnel Away, making it 2.0, because the market's shifting, things are changing. We have to always know what's the pulse of the market, what's happening today. Okay. And so that's the first thing here. All right, second thing we'll talk about a funnel hacker. A funnel hacker doesn't just believe that, I sell a product or a service. A funnel hacker believes that their business is the calling. Their products, their services, and the messages they share have the ability to change the lives of the people they've been called to serve. People ask me all the time, Russell, if you could tell an entrepreneur one thing, what would you tell them? And I always tell them, I say, if it was like my last chance to talk to an entrepreneur, I'd grab them by the shirt and say, if you understood how important what you do actually is, you would go at all lengths to do it. Okay, I'm a big believer that business isn't just a thing. It's not a way to make money. Okay, business is literally a calling. Okay, if you felt this tug before of I feel like I need to do something. I feel like I need to create something. I feel like I want to serve somebody, right? If you're here in this group, my guess is you felt that. Okay, Alex Sharfin calls it the call of contribution. How many of you have felt that call of contribution, right? That's literally a calling. Okay, something higher than us saying, look, you've been called to serve this group of people. And then for each of us, it's different. The group of people I've been called to serve is different than the group of people you've been called to serve. Okay, a really good example of that, Kaylin Poland and Brandon Poland, they came into our world, right? They had a gift, they had an art, and the people they were called to serve, Kaylin was called to serve women and helping them to lose weight. Now, I don't know how to help women to lose weight. That's not my calling, okay? But Kaylin was called, that was her people, that was the people that she was called to serve, right? So she had a chance to go in there now and change these people's lives because of the gifts and the talents and the abilities and the products and services they create. Okay? Now for me, the group of people that I've been called to serve are you. It's the entrepreneurs, it's my funnel hackers. You are the people that I've been called to serve. I'm going to kill myself to try to give you guys all the tools and the resources and everything you need to be successful. Okay? I couldn't help Brandon and Caitlin change their people's lives, but I gave them the tools and some resources, and I was able to be a little piece on that journey to help them to be able to now serve over 1 million women. And I want to do the same thing for you as well. Okay? So understanding that. I don't think I really got how important this was until my life was changed by an entrepreneur. Okay, some of you guys have heard my story before, but this is my beautiful wife, Colette. This is us, almost 19 years ago when we got married. Yes, I had a shaved head back then. And after we got married, for the first year or so, we were in the honeymoon phase, having a ton of fun. And then we decided we wanted to start a family. And for us, it didn't come easily. We started trying to have kids, and it didn't work. And the first 6 months didn't work. Then a year and a half, and it got to a point where it was really frustrating and really hard. In fact, it was so frustrating. I remember at the time, you guys remember this, if you've just gotten married, all your friends have just gotten married, everyone starts having kids at the same time, and your friends and your family, everyone's having kids, it seems like, except for you. And I remember for us, the pain was so hard. In fact, I remember one day, my younger brother, who got married after us, he called us one day, and they weren't supposed to be able to have kids. And he called us on the phone, and he was so excited. He said, Russell, guess what? We're pregnant. And I remember in the first moment being so excited this is the coolest thing in the world for you. And the next moment knowing I was going to have to tell my wife, I knew how much I was going to hurt her because that's all she wanted as well. And I remember telling her and just that night breaking down crying because first off, we were so happy for them. And second off, we were so sad for us. And we didn't know what to do. We tried all the things, went to different doctors, tried different things. And they're like, yeah, everything looks fine. I don't know. And I remember one day I was actually at wrestling practice, and my wife was home. She got done working, whatever. She came home and she turned on the TV and she turned on Oprah back in the day. And she's watching Oprah, and lo and behold, the guest that day was somebody who was a fertility specialist who happened to live in Boise, Idaho, which is kind of crazy, right? And she's watching the show, and she sees this person who's a fertility expert talking about the process, how it works. And then the person's like, yeah, my office is in Boise, Idaho. And my wife starts freaking out. I get 10 phone calls guess what? I'm like, what? And she's like, I'm watching Oprah, and there's this fertility expert that helps people get pregnant. Guess what? She lives here in Boise, Idaho. I was like, what? Call, make an appointment. She's like, I already did. We're going in tomorrow. I'm like, we're freaking out, right? And I remember we go down there. We're so excited. And I'm talking to the doctor. I was like, you were on Oprah. I'm like, yeah. I'm like, that could not have been easy. I've been trying to get Oprah my entire life, and that's never happened. Like, oh yeah, it was not an easy thing, right? But this person was a business owner, someone who was called to serve a group of people who had a passion, a mission, a tool, something that could change people's lives. And they didn't just sit on the shelf and say, I have a shop, a clinic over here. Hopefully people show up. The person went out there and marketed, put their everything out there to get on the show, right? Is on Oprah. The message goes out there, and then me and my wife had a chance to hear that. We went in and had a chance to have these doctors help us. I remember the process. The very first month we went in and had to get all the shots and do all the things, and you go through the whole process, and then you come in 30 days later and they do the test, and they're like, you're not pregnant. We're like, dang it. So we go back the second month, go through the whole process again. My wife has to get herself shots in her stomach every single day. It's a horrible, horrible process. After the second month, we go back in, get tested. Our hopes are up. And said, sorry, you're not pregnant. And I remember the third month, we're like, do we do this again? Like, this is so hard. This is so painful. And luckily we did. Went through the process one more time, went through everything, and went in, took the test, went back home that night. And I remember that was actually the same day that I was graduating from college. And so we get back home, we're getting ready. My family is driving up from Utah. Her family's driving up from southern Idaho. They're all coming here to Boise to celebrate my graduation. And as I'm sitting there, all of a sudden, the phone rings. I pick up the phone, and it's the doctor on there, and it says, hey, man, get emotional. The doctor on the other end said, hey, Russell, we got your test back, and guess what? I said, what? I said, you're pregnant. And I don't remember anything else happening. And I remember Colette was outside, and I don't remember hanging up, or I don't remember anything. I remember right outside, I said, Colette, come here. And she said, what? And I said, you're pregnant. And she starts crying. I start crying. We're hung on the front porch, just bawling our eyes out. And as soon as we do that, we look up, and both sets of our parents pull up into the thing. And she looks at me. She's like, you can't tell them. I'm like, what? Like, we have to tell them. She's like, you can't tell them, because what happens if, all these things. I'm like, so, they come up, and we're bawling our eyes out. I'm like, hey, come on in. And we're sitting there, and we're talking for like 10, 15 minutes. And then all of a sudden, my wife looks over to me, and she's like, okay, you can tell them. I was like, so I tell them, and they start crying, and everything's like just crazy. And then fast forward a couple weeks later, we're back in the doctor's office. They're making sure everything's, they're doing an ultrasound, make sure everything's great. And then she sets up the ultrasound, and within 1 minute, the first thing she says is, hey, check that out. There's not one baby, there's two. And I was like, wait, what? There's two babies? Like, I don't even know what to, we're freaking out, getting ready to do ourselves. And that moment, our lives, as you can probably tell, got transformed forever. Now fast forward, my boys just turned 15, so 15, 16 years later, this is now my wife and my beautiful family and our kids. And it's interesting because I always look back at this moment because one entrepreneur was willing to not just do their task, but because they became obsessed with the marketing of their skill set, because they came out there and said, look, I'm gonna do whatever it takes to get my message out to the world because I know I have something that can change the lives of the people that I've been called to serve, right? So much so that they were able to get on Oprah and spread this message out so that my wife and me could hear it, we could get in there and we could change our lives. I'm forever grateful to this day to that person who was willing to do that, okay? And ever since then, my mission and my goal has been to serve entrepreneurs, to help you with your God-given talents to be able to change the lives of the people you've been called to serve, okay? For you, it's probably not fertility. For you, it could be something else, right? And the craziest thing is for most of us, our superpower seems so second nature to us. I'm sure if that doctor, they're like, yeah, it's really simple. You do, and you get babies, right? For me, it's marketing's not difficult. You do, and you grow an audience. Or boom, 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 you sell product. It's super easy. It seems intuitive to me, right? And you've got that same thing. You've got a product or service or an idea or something inside of you that can change somebody's life that seems so simple to you. But for somebody else, the people you've been called to serve, you're going to have a chance to change them in a way that they never even knew was possible, okay? And so that's what a funnel hacker is, okay? We believe that our business is a calling and that the products and the services we share have the ability to change the lives of the customers we've been called to serve. Okay? The next point here, funnel hackers are in control of their own destiny. Okay, if you've ever listened to my podcast, I always say that we start without a safety net, venture capital is a 4-letter word, and bootstraps our middle name. Okay, so many entrepreneurs, so many business owners think they have to raise money to start a business. I'm here to tell you don't. Okay, I'm gonna show you guys the process that we use to grow ClickFunnels from a startup to start to a company now that I don't want to talk about revenues, but a company that has over 400 employees, has over 150,000 customers around the world. It's grown into be a huge company, and we did it without taking on money. And there's a process and a path to do that. And that's what you're gonna be learning over the next 30 days, okay? But the nice thing about it is it gives you the ability to control your own destiny. You don't have somebody else telling you what to do, okay? This is your business, this is your thing, and because of the process and the principles you're gonna learn over the next 30 days, you have the ability now to be able to do that without having to go get in a ton of debt and take on venture capitalists or money or outside capital or anything. You can do it by bootstrapping through the processes you're gonna be learning over the next 30 days, okay? Because I want you guys to be able to control your own destiny. Okay? It says here, funnel hackers, they define their own destiny, they create their own luck, they build their own empires, and they change the world. Okay? So that is the community you guys are now part of. You are all funnel hackers. That's why you are here. And we're here to serve you at the top level, at whatever cost, whatever we can do to help serve you guys, okay? Our last Funnel Hacking Live event, it's a big event we do each year. I told everyone in the audience, look, you guys are all entrepreneurs by birth, right? You're born an entrepreneur. You know that. You're different, right? But said that you're here today, it means you are a funnel hacker by choice. Okay, and so I'm excited to be here to serve you guys as part of that. Okay, and the last thing, one of the last codes of funnel hackers is we always try to over-deliver in every aspect. Okay, there's a lot of entrepreneur coaches who talk about, oh, we got to hustle, we got to do this, we got to do this. And like, no. The most important thing you can do is to over-deliver in every situation, not just in business, in all situations in life. If you're with your spouse, you need to be focusing on over-delivering. If you're with your kids, you need to be focusing on over-delivering. If you're giving to your customers, you need to be focusing on over-delivering. So my goal for the next 30 days is to over-deliver at a level you guys never felt before. Okay, a couple reasons. Number one, because I want you guys to have an amazing experience. Number two, I want you to look at that and say, man, if he's doing that for me, what should I be doing to my customers? What should I be doing to the people that I have a chance to serve? Okay, if you're over-delivering at every single aspect, every single step, your businesses will grow, your life will change, your relationships will grow, everything will change if you focus on over-delivering. Okay, and so that's my goal, is to show you guys that over the next 30 days and hopefully give you guys a model so you can start doing that in your world as well. Okay, with that said, you guys ready to jump into some of the content? I wanted to lead with that just to get you guys prepared and ready and help you guys know the part of the tribe that you are now part of. We're super excited to have you guys here and have you part of the Funnel Hacker movement. Okay, so I'm gonna start doodling some stuff. I think it'll be really fun. So I'm gonna go back. For those who had a chance to go through the 5-day lead challenge, this part will be a little bit of review. If you haven't, some of this stuff will be new for you, okay? So if you look at how this whole, the way I want you guys looking at business is a little bit differently than probably what you looked at in the past. Okay? The first step in business is figuring out the most important question is who? Who is your dream customer? Who is the person that you've been called to serve? The biggest problems I had in business when I first got started is that I didn't think about who first. All I thought about was like, I had this idea for a product. I created this product. And I'm like, I have this product. Who should I sell to? I'm looking for people to sell to. That's the wrong way to do business. Okay? The right way to do business is who are the people that I want to serve? What do they look like? Who are they? I want to be excited by them. Sometimes we call this our customer avatar. In fact, during your homework tonight, Jim Edwards built some really cool software for you guys where you can actually fill in the form. It's going to help you identify exactly who this person is, who your customer avatar is. Okay, and you guys get that software for free here. It's going to be awesome. But that's the first step. Who is my customer? Okay, who is the person I want to serve? The second question then is like, what is the big result that they are looking for, right? What's the big result? What's the big thing? Like, how can you change their life? Okay, my guess is for most of you guys, this dream customer is somebody who was you 5 years ago, right? You start on this path. There's something you were trying to figure out in your life. You went on this journey trying to figure out how to get that result, right? You wanted that thing. You wanted to lose weight. You wanted to make money. You wanted to, whatever your thing was, right? And you went on this path and you started going on this path to get that result. And eventually you got the result. You're like, this is amazing. Like, I got the result. I got the thing I wanted. This feels so good, right? And then also what happened? You feel this tug, the call of contribution, right? That's why a lot of you guys are here today. You felt that call of contribution. You're like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. My life has been changed forever. I know how to help people do this, right? And this is where all businesses begin, right? Businesses figure out a result and say, I want to give this to other people, and they start creating it. So you're coming back down here saying, hey, you down here, you were just like me. I know you. I understand you. I know who you are. I want to help you on this journey. Come with me, right? And you go back to this person, and your job now is to help this person to get the same result you got, okay? So that's what business is, for the most part, right? Figure out who's your dream customer, what's the result they want, and you're creating products or services or tools or whatever it is to get them the result, right? In my world, okay, when I got started my business online, I was trying to figure out how to sell stuff on the internet. I tried a million different things, right? I could go days on the thing after thing after thing that I tried, right? And eventually I figured out how to make money, and the result, the thing that for me was the magic, was sales funnels. That was the thing. When I figured that out, that's when I grew companies. That's when I started making millions of dollars. That's when my life changed forever. Right? And so now I came back and said, look, I want to tell people about this thing. And the beginning of my business was me teaching. I was like, I have to tell people about this thing I figured out about. And I was talking to seminars and events and everything I could do. All right? And at first, nobody actually listened to me. It was kind of frustrating. But I was so excited I didn't care. I kept talking because I knew that eventually my people would hear me. So I kept talking, kept sharing, where I was waiting for these people to be ready, right? Okay? And then we started creating, like, what are the things that can make people get this result faster? So first I was like, well, I'm going to write a book. So I wrote my first book, .com Secrets. Like, this book's going to help people get it faster, right? And I met Todd Dickerson, my business partner. I said, Todd, let's make software to make this easier. And Todd built ClickFunnels, right? And they came out with other books and Expert Secrets, Traffic Secrets, One Funnel Away Challenge, all these things to try to make it easier for my dream customers, my funnel hackers to get the result they're looking for, okay? This is the same role that you're going to be doing as well in your business, right? Who's your dream customer? What's the result they're trying to get? And you're creating products, services, tools to get them that result. That's it. That's the game. It's not more difficult than that. Okay, so that's number one. Number two, there's a lot of different things, like ways to look at this. In the 5-day lead challenge, I talked about this, how there's a lot of different results you can get somebody, right? And so as I start thinking about this, the very first thing I want to talk about or think about is what is the ultimate the ultimate, sorry, my handwriting is horrible, but there, you guys get it. The ultimate result. What is the ultimate result you want to get somebody? Okay? So for me, the ultimate result that I want to get somebody is I want to help them to grow their companies with sales funnels. Like that's the ultimate result. That's the biggest result I can give somebody, right? The peak of the mountain, the top of Mount Everest, right? Is to get somebody to grow their companies through sales funnels. So my question for you first off is what's the ultimate result that you can get for your dream customer? Okay? If you were to go and you're trying to get them to Mount Everest, the highest peak on this planet, what is that ultimate result? Okay? And for all you guys, it's going to be different. In your homework assignment tonight, you're going to have a chance to brainstorm that and think about it, okay? But I want you to think, what's the ultimate result? Okay? The problem is the ultimate result's not that sexy. If I came to you, I'm like, hey, do you want to climb Mount Everest with me? You're going to be like, that seems so far away. That seems like so much work. I don't know. It's not that sexy, right? So now we go down to the next tier of this. So we say, here's the ultimate result. But from that, okay, there's a lot of core results that kind of lead to this ultimate result, right? So we call these core results. I'll put it here, core results. Okay? So these are core results. So for example, if my ultimate result is helping you to grow your company's sales funnels, but how do you, like, if I was to break that down, what are the different, like, sub-results, the different core results that help you to do that, right? So one core result is like, well, to be able to have a sales funnel, you got to be able to create products. So one would be like, I teach you how to create a product. Like that's the thing, right? Number two is that you have different funnels. What kind of funnel? Like maybe you need a webinar funnel, right? So there could be like a webinar funnel is one thing that gets them think. Okay, you need traffic, right? So traffic could be a core result, right? And then one could be, you need copywriting and how to tell your story. So that could be another one. So you got copywriting. And there's a bunch of these different core results that all lead to the ultimate result, right? And so you think about this, it's easier to sell somebody this. If I came to you and said, hey, do you want to learn how to get traffic to your website? That's easier than like, hey, do you want to climb Mount Everest, right? You're like, oh yeah, that makes a lot of sense. It's easier to sell a core result than it is the ultimate result, right? Because these are smaller, these are chunks. People are like, oh yeah, I understand, I need this, I need this, I need this. So my business, I might sell them like, let me teach you how to create a product. Let me teach you how to do a webinar. Let me teach you how to drive traffic. Let me teach you how to write copy, right? In fact, if you look at my books, this is like .com secrets, traffic secrets, expert secrets. This is kind of like OFA, right? Like all these pieces are in there, okay? So those are our core results. Now what we did inside of, the 5-day lead challenge, we broke down one more tier even lower and said, okay, inside these core results, let's break it down. Let's splinter this out. Like what are the splinter results? Okay? So we splintered it down. I call these splinters. Okay, so splinter results, like let's say this one here is webinar. So to be successful with a webinar, what would be the things? Well, number one is like, okay, well, you got to write the webinar, right? So you need like the script. Number two is you got to have the funnel. Number three is you got to have like the show up sequence. Number four is you got to have the traffic, et cetera, right? So you have all these different things that lead to this. And what we did in the 5-day lead challenge, we said, okay, what we're going to do is we're going to take one of these things. We're going to take this, right? So for example, I took, in the example of 5-day lead challenge, I took this right here. This was, let me show you how to get more people to show up to your webinars live. We took that one thing and we turned it into what we call a lead magnet, right? We turned it into a lead magnet and we gave it away for free. Okay, and those who went through the 5-day lead challenge experiences, we created one pager with it. We gave away for free, created a landing page. Someone gave you the email address. On the thank you page, you then gave them your one pager. You gave them your lead magnet, which is a free copy of this framework right here. In exchange, they give you email address, and now you're building a list. Okay, so that's kind of what we did in the 5-day lead challenge. Okay, so now we have leads coming in. Now I'm going to transition to what we're going to be doing here during One Funnel Way. Okay, because 5-day lead challenge is all about generating leads, giving away one of your frameworks in exchange for an email address. During the 5-day lead challenge, what we're doing is we're taking this. We're going to come back to this whole process here, and we're going to take one of your core results, one of your core frameworks, one of your core results. So you take one like this, and you're going to take the core result and all the sub-frameworks, and this is what we're going to be using to build out your sales funnel. Okay? So that's kind of the game plan. That's what we're going to be doing here. Now, I know for a lot of you guys, you're still like, I don't even know what my results are. That's okay. We're going to be going through that with you guys over the next couple of days. But this is the things we're thinking through, okay? For your business, either the business you have or the business you want to create, first question is like, what's the ultimate result I can get for something? Like, what is that thing? Like, what is the top of Mount Everest for that person? If I could give them anything, what would that look like? Okay? Now you say, okay, for them to climb Mount Everest, what are the other mountains we got to climb before we get there? Okay? Okay, they're going to need this. They're going to need to understand this piece. And that could be a whole product. They're going to need this, that could be a whole product. They're going to need this, that's going to be a whole product. They're going to need this, that could be a whole product, right? So we figure out here's the sub-products, the sub-results we get for somebody. And then we're going to pick one of those, and that's what we're going to be focusing on over the next 30 days, okay? Because there's a lot of things you could build. I don't want to build 10 funnels at once, okay? If you're trying to build 10 funnels at once, it's going to be hard to juggle all the things. So we're going to focus on one, okay? That's the game plan, okay? All right. So let me flip over. Now I'm gonna start going through our actual game plan for this week. Which I'm excited for. By the way, how many of you guys are excited for this week? How many of you guys are anticipating this and looking forward to this and be like, this is gonna be the greatest thing in my life, right? Blocking out the time so you can start focusing on getting your first or your next sales funnel done and launched and live. Okay, that's what we're gonna be doing. So come back here, I'm gonna start here, okay? So again, the first question you guys start asking yourself, I'm gonna start with the core result. Let me put it here. Okay, so what is the core result that you wanna focus on? What is the core result? Okay, so it could be, the core result could be, I want to help people to build and launch a webinar. I want to help people to get into ketosis. I want to help people to invest their first stock. I don't even know. I want to help people to get in better shape, or I want to help people to increase their vertical by 2 inches. I want to help people to get abs. Like whatever your core result is, right? It's not the ultimate result. One of the core results. Again, there's probably 10 of these that you could create. Okay, we're gonna figure out what the first one is. So that's the first step here. The second step then is going to come down and say, okay, inside this core result, what are all of the potential splinter results that I could create? Okay, there's going to be a lot of them. Okay, I was thinking about my business, for example, like OFA, One Funnel Away, is a core result, right? So you guys came into this, and I was like, okay, we're going to help you guys to get your first or your next funnel launch. This is one of our core results we want to do. Okay, so you're living it, like you're experiencing this right now. Okay, inside that, like, what are all of the splinter things you need to learn to be able to be successful, to be able to do this, right? So start thinking about that. There's a lot of things, right? For you guys to be successful, number one, you gotta have something to sell. I can't build a sales funnel unless you got something to sell, right? So I'm gonna help you guys to be able to create your very first product. Okay, that's part of what we're doing in this training. So when I was mapping this out, I'm like, okay, what are the splinter results? Okay, they gotta create a product. Okay, what's the next thing? You gotta create a sales funnel, boom. Okay, now you gotta create copy and videos on each pages to sell the thing, right? Then you gotta figure out how to do traffic. Like these are all the different core results that we're doing. Okay, for you it's gonna be different. Okay, maybe your core results is I'm gonna help you lose 10 pounds in the next 10 days. Or maybe your core results, I'm gonna help you to, again, fill in the blank. You gotta kind of think about, brainstorm it in your own mind, right? If you're a physical business, my core result could be like, I'm gonna help you get white teeth over the next 30 days. I'm gonna help you to get your spine out of pain in the next 90 days, right? Whatever your core result is, you're gonna try to do. Okay, and inside there, like, what are all the sub results that you do with somebody, right? What would you focus on week number 1 with that person? What would week number 2 look like? What would week number 3? We're looking through the process. Okay, these are all the splinter results. Now, again, inside of OFA, what we did is we picked one of these splinter results, right? Those who had a chance to go through there, we picked one of these right here, and this became your lead magnet, right? And we built a really basic 2-page funnel. Where page 1, we said, give me your email address, and I'll give you the thing. And page 2, we gave it to him. All right, and we started driving people in there, started building leads. So we did that by giving one of these away for free. Okay. Now what we're going to do is we're going to take this entire core result and we're going to wrap it into a sales funnel. So let me show you how that works. Okay. The first thing we got to do is you look at these splinter results right here. And you got to figure out for yourself what is your what is the sexiest thing you have to sell? Like, what's the thing that's the best? What's the thing that's of all the things you teach that you do that when you tell people about it, they're like, oh, that's cool. I want to learn that. I want to buy that. I want to do that. I want to understand that, right? I call this your flagship framework. What is your flagship framework? Okay, so I'm going to write this right here. Your flagship framework. And tomorrow we're going to spend some time building this out, actually creating it. So right now we're just going to kind of think about what it possibly could be, okay? Because we're going to actually build it next week, okay? So for example, if my core result was teaching you how to be successful with webinars, okay, there's a lot of things in there, right? Like how to show up to a webinar. That was the lead magnet I gave away, right? Then there's my perfect webinar script. There's my webinar funnel. There's like all these other things, right? But the sexiest thing for me of all of them is the perfect webinar script. That is my flagship framework, okay? When I tell people all this stuff, that's the thing that their ears perk up. Okay? If you're not sure which one thing your thing could be, talk to a friend or a family member, your spouse, and say, okay, I'm gonna help people to get 6-pack abs over next week. Okay, here's all the splinter results I have. So number 1 is I'm gonna help them to change their dieting. Number 2, I'm gonna show them the exercises they're gonna do to get abs. Number 3, I'm gonna show them what they can eat at fast food restaurants, blah, blah, blah. Number 4, I'm gonna show them, you talk about different things. And then listen, like, look at what things people are like, oh, cool, I wanna know about that one. Okay, for me, when I'm like, oh yeah, I'm gonna show people get signed for a webinar, I'm like, oh, that's cool. Okay, I'm gonna show you guys the actual script I use that helped me do $3.2 million, 90 minutes on stage. I'm gonna show you that, like, that's the one that people's eyes pop, right? They're like, oh, that's amazing. I gotta figure that thing out. I wanna learn that thing, right? Okay, so I'm looking for what is my flagship framework? What's the thing of all the frameworks, of all these sub-frameworks I have that's the most exciting, most sexy, and that's gonna be the thing that we create on the front end. Okay, a good example of this, if you guys have seen my Perfect Webinar Secrets, we did a big relaunch of it during Black Friday, during last Thanksgiving, and we sold insane amounts of them, right? And it was just, I took my flagship framework, my Perfect Webinar, and I created a funnel, the same funnel I'm going to be showing you guys over the next couple of days. We built out that funnel, and we sold tons of them, okay? I'm taking the sexiest thing, okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my flagship framework, and that is what we're going to be doing. That's what we're going to be selling in the funnel, okay? And so the funnel's going to have a page like this. There's probably going to be a video of you right here talking about your flagship framework, why it's so exciting, okay? And then we're going to sell it. And typically, we sell this thing for $7 to $10. It's going to be really, really inexpensive, okay? At least during the 30-day challenge. You guys can change it if you want later, but for right now, for most of you guys, I'm going to steer you to sell it between $7 and $10, okay? Because we're not selling this entire result. We're selling just this little piece of it. Okay? Taking that out and say, okay, this one I gave you for free for my email address. This one, you pay me $10 for it, $7 for it. I'm going to give it to you. Okay? Again, if you want to see an example, let's go to perfectwebinarsecrets.com. It's an example of me taking my perfect webinar, right? And then selling it for $7. Okay? Now, as you do that, there's a set, you take your flagship framework, $7, and then down here, you're going to create an offer. And we'll talk about this, I believe, in 2 days. You create your offer, and your offer is all the other things in this offer to make it sexy, okay? And all these other things right here, these become each of these right here. These other sub-frameworks all become the things that are going to go here inside your offer stack. Again, some of you guys have no idea what I'm talking about, but you will understand in the next couple of days. Okay, but that's where those are going to be going here inside the framework. Okay, so that's step number one. Okay, so somebody's going to come to this funnel. They're going to see your flagship framework. It's going to be $7 to $10. I'm like, this is amazing. I'm going to learn how to do the perfect webinar from Russell for $10. That's amazing, right? Or they're going to be like, hey, I'm going to learn how to get six-pack abs from so-and-so for $10. I'm going to learn how to go, like whatever your thing is, like whatever your flagship framework is going to be. Or take that out. That's going to be your $7 offer. Okay? Now, a couple things to understand. This offer, the $7, we're going to call this Do It Yourself. Okay? The way we position this offer is they're going to do it themselves. They're going to buy this, they're going to go through the framework, and they're going to learn how to do it themselves. Okay, that's the first offer. Okay? Now I'm going to map out what the pages in this funnel look like. Again, I don't want to stress some of you guys out who are like, this is over my head, Russell. It should be over your head. This is what we're going to be doing over the next 30 days. I'm just kind of showing you guys the structure, so as we start going through and doing page by page by page, you're like, oh, cool, I remember Russell talking about that. Oh, that's how this fits in, okay? So don't stress. I'm just trying to paint a picture so you guys see exactly where we are actually going, okay? All right, the second step here. So after someone's come here and they've bought your $7 to $10 thing, then we have what we call an order form bump, okay? And so this is called your order form bump. Now, order form bump, you guys, I'm sure you've seen these on my pages before, where you buy something and then as you're checking out, it's like, hey, for an extra $27, you want to add this to it, right? If you buy any of my books, right? You buy the .com Secrets book, and it says, hey, for an extra, I can't remember, $37, you want the audio book? And you just say yes, right? So this is called an order form bump. Now what this is what we call a framework byproduct, okay? So this is called the framework do-it-yourself, and this is the framework byproduct. Again, for those who get overwhelmed, this stuff will make more sense coming soon. So someone says yes here, and they add it to the order right there, okay? And this is typically anywhere from $27 to $37. Okay? So the framework is $7 to $10, and the framework byproduct is the order form bump. So what does byproduct mean? Okay, anytime you create a product, there's always a byproduct. Okay, in my Perfect Webinar Secrets, this is where I teach my framework for how to do a webinar. So what's the byproduct of me teaching someone how to make a webinar? Well, in that process, right, I create a bunch of slides. So my order form bump is like, hey, you got the framework to teach you how to make a webinar. Would you like my slides as well? For an extra $37, I'll give you my slide deck. Okay, like 60% of people say yes to that because they want the framework byproduct. Okay, any of my book funnels, .com Secrets, Expert Secrets, Traffic Secrets, right? Those are my frameworks that I'm selling. Okay, and the order form bump is the byproduct. When I was creating the frameworks, I recorded the audiobook. That's the byproduct is the audiobook, right? That becomes the byproduct you sell for $37. Okay, so this is our order form bump, and it is a byproduct. And again, we'll spend a whole day figuring out exactly what that's going to be for you. But I just want to kind of map that out first. Okay. Now someone's gone through here, now we take them to the next page in the funnel. Okay, make sure I draw this all correctly. Okay, the next page here inside the funnel is our OTO number 1. The number one question I get from people when I talk about this is always, Russell, what is an OTO? Okay, so an OTO stands for one-time offer, okay, or an upsell. Okay, so what happens, they come through here, they buy the framework, they see the order form bump, they see the framework buy product, say yes or no, then you have this next offer, it's called a one-time offer. Okay, it's a special offer they get right then. Okay, and the way we structure this one-time offer is you're still taking the same framework right here, okay, but this is do-it-yourself, and I'm going to show you an example here in a second to make more sense. Do it yourself, this is the byproduct, and the first OTO is what we call do it with you. Do it with you. Okay? I'll show you that in a second. Then OTO number 2, we're going to transition to OTO number 2. This is what we call do it for you. It for you. And then from there, we go to the thank you page. And this is where you tell them thanks for signing up. Okay, so that's what the funnel looks like. Now let me explain this a little more simply. Okay, so when we build out this sales funnel that you're going to be building out, again, the sales funnel is going to be utilizing all of the pieces here. Okay, the goal of the sales funnel, somebody comes through the sales funnel and they buy this product. By the time they get through here and they buy all the different pieces, it's going to give them this core result. Okay, so if, for example, the perfect webinar secrets, I'm going to break this out for you guys and show you step by step over the next couple of days as we're doing it. The perfect webinar, we're teaching people how to launch their own webinar, right? So I took my sexiest framework, which is the perfect webinar script. They buy that right here. Okay, they buy the perfect webinar. The next page then, it's like, hey, do you want the slides? And they're like, yeah, of course I want slides. Boom, they buy the slides. The next one is like, hey, you got the script to go do it yourself. Go, good luck, have some fun. Or if you want to go deeper, we've got a course, okay, that's going to show you how to do it with you, where you can come to the course, and instead of you just kind of learning on your own, you're going to be learning it with us in a group, and we're going to do it with you and do it together. That's OTO number 1, right? And OTO number 2 is like, hey, if you want, we can just do it for you, okay? And so you're transitioning these frameworks from do it yourself, do it with you, do it for you. You guys want to see a cool example of this? Okay, a lot of you guys know inside of our community, there's a guy named Peng Joon. And Peng Joon, here's a picture of him right now. He came to Funnel Hacking Live, right? And I said, hey, would you be willing to do a presentation showing people how you do your video content model, right? He's got a really cool way that he films all his content like in 3 days, and it publishes it across every single platform. And it was amazing. I said, can you come teach that framework? And so he said, sure, I'll do that. So he created his framework. He created his presentation, right? He took that right here. He took that presentation, and he spoke at Funnel Hacking Live and did it live. When he was done with it, okay, Peng's very, very smart. He took that presentation, said, okay, now I'm done with it. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go create a do-it-yourself version. For all the people who heard that presentation, they wanna figure out how to do it themselves, okay? So he took his framework and he created this product called Content Multiplier Formula. How many of you guys have seen this before or seen his ads for this? Okay? All this is him taking the framework he taught on stage at Funnel Hacking Live, right? And he put it into a booklet. Okay, literally, it's like got a picture of a slide with some words, a picture of a slide, and it's a physical booklet. You could do it a PDF as well, but he did his as a physical booklet, right? So it became a physical book. Okay, and he sold on his page. I think he sells it for free plus shipping, right? But he's taking this framework, saying, okay, here's my framework that I just told you about. You can do it yourself. Here you go. Okay, so that's the first step. Is taking this result and saying, here's the step-by-step plan, here's the blueprint, here's the recipe to do it yourself. Okay, and he sells that for, again, low price. For me, it'd be between $7 and $10. Okay, so that's step number 1, is doing it yourself. Okay, so if I come back to the framework, this is what it looks like. Okay, there's an ad. The ad's going to push over here to the first page. The first page is like, hey, here is the framework that you can go to figure out how to do it yourself. Okay, that's step number 1. Now, after they buy that, now they're transitioned to upsell number 1. I'm going to show you how to do this. So we took the framework. Okay, upsell number 1 now says, okay, you just got the book from me. How would you like me to do it with you? So instead of you just read the book and hopefully figure it out on your own, we've got a really cool course that'll take you through this process, and it's a master class that's going to walk you through step by step through every single step in this process. Does that make sense? Okay? And so this is his first upsell. I believe this upsell is, I think it's $197, maybe $297, okay? But it's a master class that goes over 9 different weeks, teaching them how to do every single step inside the process. Okay, so they buy the book, they buy the do-it-yourself version, they can read this booklet in like an hour maybe, and they got the system to go figure it out themselves. If they say, hey, I want to do it with you, they go through this. Now it's a 9-week training course that helps them to implement the core result they're trying to get. Does that make sense? Okay, so that's OTO number 1, doing it with you. Okay, so there you go. You got the ad goes to the landing page where you sell the do it yourself. Okay, upsell number 1 is to do it with you. Then transition to upsell number 2. Upsell number 2 now is where he does it for you. Okay, and the way he does his is he's got this monthly continuity where he basically does all the ads for you, and every single month he sends them to you, and you have it. But he's doing it for you. Okay, same framework, transitioning it from doing it yourself, doing it with you, doing it for you. Okay, and then from there it takes you to the thank you page. And so that's exactly what we're going to be building over the next 30 days. Okay, we're going to figure out for you guys, what is your amazing framework, and what is that thing, okay? And we're gonna build out a do-it-yourself version, okay? And we're gonna build that starting tomorrow. Like tomorrow, we're getting our hands dirty. Tomorrow, we're gonna build this entire thing out right now. Your very first framework will help you identify what it is, what it's gonna be, how to build it out, and we're gonna put the whole thing together, okay? So by the time tomorrow's done, I know it seems like a lot of stuff. By the time tomorrow's done, you guys will have your very first one built out, okay? Which is exciting. Okay, and then from there we'll transition and we'll spend a whole day just on the order form bump. What does that look like? What does that like? How do we create that? We're going to spend a whole day creating that. Okay, and we'll spend a whole day going through a couple days going through this and building out OTO number 1. How do you create the do it with you version of your framework? Like, what does that look like? How do you do it? Okay, and then I'm going to show you guys a really cool way. In fact, Steve Larson is going to be coming in one day to help you OTO number 2. He's got a really cool way he transitions every framework and turns it into a done with you, which is really cool as well. Okay, so like I said, every day we'll be walking through each of these pieces. So don't stress out if you're like, I'm a little overwhelmed. You should be. Okay, I'm just trying to paint a picture of where we're going so you guys understand that. This is the framework. This is what we're going to be teaching over the next 30 days. Okay, and so one day is going to be working on the framework. Next day we'll be going into ClickFunnels and actually building out the funnel. Next day we'll be recording the video. Then we'll move to the next one. Okay, and we'll spend a day doing this, figuring out the product, creating the product, plugging in the copy, right? Figuring it out. And so we'll be going step by step by step and kind of breaking this down into a lot of little tiny steps. Okay, so again, if it seems a little overwhelming, don't stress out. It's all going to work. We're taking you on a very clear path, and it's going to be a lot of fun. Okay. So this is what we'll be doing inside the OFA 2.0 challenge I'm excited for. Okay. Okay, I'm trying to think of anything else I want to make sure that I cover. What my goal and my game plan is for you guys tonight is to start kind of brainstorming what this possibly could be. Okay, what could this be for you? Like, what is the core result you want to focus on over the next 30 days that you can get somebody? Okay, what does that look like? Okay, it could be, again, if you were me, it'd be like, I want to help people to build a webinar, or in the 30-day challenge, I want to help them build a sales funnel. Okay, the sales funnel is the core result that I'm going to be teaching you guys over 30 days. What is the core result you want to offer somebody? Okay, what does that look like? That's the first question. Okay, second question now is like, based on that, I know the core result, what are all the potential like sub-results that all kind of lead to that? Each one could be its own like, free plus shipping or $7 offer or low ticket offer, right? Okay, if you did the 5-day lead challenge, you already created one of them. You created the lead magnet. We're just going to create, we just want to potentially look at what are all the other possible things we could create that we could put in there. You're not going to create them tonight. You're just going to think like brainstorm, like, I could do this, I could do this, I could do this, and just putting in as many as you can think of potentially you could do. Okay, and from there we're going to say, okay, of all these ones right here, which one's the sexiest? Which one's going to be the most exciting? Like, oh, if I created that one, people would go crazy for that, right? Okay, that's the one. I'm going to do that one right there. Okay, so okay, that's going to be what this thing is right here. Next question, okay, if I did that, like what would be a byproduct of the framework? If I wrote a book, it's an audio book, right? If I did webinar, it's the slides. Like what would be my byproduct? What does that look like? What could that possibly look like? Okay, it's gonna be different for all of you guys. Just take some brain to kind of think, like what would that possibly be? We're gonna kind of think about that. Okay, and then if we did that, like now if I had this thing that I taught them, and I had the byproduct, like if I was to do it with them, like what would that look like? It's probably a course or a master class. Like what would that look like? Like how would I teach that? Like what would that look like? I want to just brainstorm some thoughts. And then do it for you. How would I do it for you version? Is it me doing live coaching calls? Is it me doing one-on-one coaching? Is it me creating something different? Like what would that look like? And that's kind of what we're doing, okay? So today, that's what the brainstorm is all about, okay? And then like I said, tomorrow, we'll start at the very beginning, and we'll start going deep and figure out all the pieces, number 1, the number 2, and number 3, and so on, okay? All right, so what I'm doing now is I have my team pull the one-pager up. This is the one page I'm going to be sending you guys here in just a minute. And I think I'm going to pull it behind the screen back here, which is kind of exciting. This is our brand new screen in our office. It's the first time we've actually used it. So check it out. This is what the one pager looks like. Okay. So the first thing you do when you come to the one page here is you can come over here and click on this video. This video is the video I recorded last night, walking you guys through the tactics, what we talked about here, right? And walking through exactly how to do the homework to make sure you get it right. Okay, so that's number 1, so watch the video. After that, check it out. Here's the little doodle of what we talked about, so you can see it every single day. You can see exactly what it is, and let's start asking you questions. Question number 1, who is your dream customer? Who is the person you've been called to serve? Who do you want to serve, right? Number 2, what is the core result your funnel is going to be creating? So what is your core result, right? We talked about. Number 3, what are all the different frameworks that you could be in your core results? So we got a spot here to put in a bunch of frameworks, right? So you're going to put in like your number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, as many as you can think of for your sub-frameworks, okay? Plug them in there. And question number 4, of all your frameworks, which one's the sexiest? It's gonna be most exciting for people. Then number 5, what is the byproduct that could be the order form bump? Number 6, what's the done for you version, done with you, okay? Again, this is a brainstorming exercise for you guys. My guess is this will change throughout the challenge. So don't be like, oh, I don't know, I didn't get it perfect. It's okay. Just start playing with it, having some fun. And down here, these are some other tools. So if you scroll down to the bottom here, this is right here, Jim Edwards put together some really cool software for you guys. If you click on this and watch it, he creates some software to help you figure out who is your dream customer, okay? I'd recommend doing that today, watching the video and filling out the form. It's gonna create this list. It's really, really cool. He did it for me and for the Funnel Hacker movement. I was like, this is amazing, dude. So watch that. If any of you guys are still kind of, I sent this out a couple days ago, hopefully you guys watch it. If you haven't yet, watch these 3 videos as well. These 3 videos will help you to understand how this process is gonna work, how to create belief in yourself. Okay, this first one's gonna walk you through One Funnel Away challenge. I think you're gonna love that video. Number 2 is actually my One Funnel Away story. People always think, oh, you're Russell, you've always been successful. It's like, no. I messed up more than all of y'all combined. I promise you that. And this video, one of our Funnel Hacking Live events, I did, when I first introduced this concept of One Funnel Away, I told my One Funnel Away stories. All the ups, the downs, the crashes, the bankruptcies, the near bankruptcies, over. Like I went through and told the stories, but I also showed the funnels I used that got me to the next level, right? The things that got me out of bankruptcy, things that helped me to grow my company. I walked through the entire story. I think you'll love that. And last one is this concept of who, not the how. And a lot of you guys are scared because you're coming in this, you're like, I don't know how to do this. That's okay, you're not supposed to know how to do this. Okay, if you watch this video, it's gonna help you understand how to make this little tiny shift in your perception from like, how do I do this? Like, no, you don't know how to do it. Who can you find who already knows how to do these different pieces? Okay, and that video helped kind of frame things differently for you, which I think will help as well. And then if you're looking at like, what are the resources I need to be successful in during the challenge, these are the ones. I recommend getting the Secrets Trilogy, the box set of my books, ClickFunnels account, One Page account, and Funnel Scripts account. We'll be using these a lot over the next 30 days, so those links are there as well. But that's kind of the game plan. So scroll back up to the top here. So again, we'll be sending you the link to this one page here in a second. Again, go do the homework, watch the video. And then a little later today, as you guys know, we'll be doing live coaching inside the Facebook group. So after you go through there, do your best brainstorming. And as soon as you get stuck, then jump back in and be, okay, I'm stuck, and get help from the coaches, from the community, from the team like that. One other thing I mentioned in this video here that I think will be useful for you guys, I highly, highly, highly recommend inside the Facebook group is finding an accountability partner, okay? If you're doing this by yourself, they always say entrepreneurship is the loneliest job in the world. And it is, okay? But if you can find other people inside the community and become accountability partners, like, okay, look, let's do this together. As soon as Russell goes on live call, let's jump on, let's brainstorm, and let's talk about it, and make sure we understand what we're talking about. Like, find somebody, or maybe a group of 3 or something that you can partner with, and you can share ideas back and forth. So when you get stuck, they can help you get unstuck. If you need encouragement, they can help encourage you, right? We've got an amazing community. 5,000 people signed up for this One Funnel Away alone. Okay, over the last 2 years, we had between 1,500 and 2,000 people every 2 weeks sign up for One Funnel Away. Okay, there's an amazing community of people here that are in the same spot as you, learning this stuff at the same time. Okay, maybe you didn't go through the 5-day lead challenge and some of the stuff's kind of confusing to you. That's all right. Jump in there. Other people have already gone through it and they can be like, oh no, Russell said this. This is why this works, right? Like, use the community of funnel hackers here at your disposal. Like, you have amazing people who are in this with you that you can serve each other. Okay, some of your best partnerships, relationships, business partners will come from this group, okay? When I got started in this game, I didn't know how to do any of this stuff. And the first thing that I joined a group kind of like this, wasn't as cool as this, I'm not gonna lie, but similar. And the first day I started networking around, and I'm an awkward introvert who hates talking to people. But I was like, okay, I'm not gonna do this on my own. I started talking to people. I started finding accountability partners. I started getting to know a couple of people. And because of that is how I've been so successful today. In fact, I share a story in here. I'm gonna share it. You guys don't have to do this, but a couple of years ago, I met a guy, he's like, I'm looking for an accountability partner. I'm like, oh, I want to be your partner. And he's like, well, I want to make sure that we're successful. I don't want any I want to make sure we are. And I said, okay, well, how do we do that? And he said, well, I have an idea. He's like, I want you to write me a check for $10,000, and I'm going to write you a check for $10,000, okay? I said, and what we're going to do is we're going to meet together once a week, and each week we're going to meet, and we're going to set a list of here's what we're going to do by next week, okay? He says, this is how it works. If you don't show up to one of my calls, so he's like, if I don't show up to one of the calls, cash my check. If you don't show up to the call, I'm going to cash your check. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm never going to miss a call, right? He said, number 2, if you tell me you're going to do these 3 things this week and you come back next week and you haven't done them, I'm going to cash your check. And I want you to do the same thing for me. I was like, oh my gosh. And for 2 years, me and him met every single week and we never missed anything because neither of us wanted to cash the other person's check. Now, I'm not saying you have to do that, but find something like that. Find something like, find an accountability partner where you can have some skin in the game, right? Like, hey, if you don't do your assignment, if you don't follow through, don't finish the thing, I'm going to buy you dinner at Cheesecake Factory. I don't know, I'll send you a gift card for Starbucks, something, so there's a little bit of pain in there. But find a partner, and if you do that, it's going to be easier. Because I guarantee that all you guys are coming into this training from different spots. Some of you guys have been with me for a long time, and you're like, oh, this is clear. Like, I understand that perfectly. Some of you guys, this is our first interaction. You're like, Russell talks fast. They're like, yeah, he does. But here's the secrets. Here's what you need to understand, right? So use the group. Use the accountability coaches. We've made an amazing community here to help support you, to help make sure you guys are successful through this challenge, okay? So again, that's kind of the game plan. If you've been overwhelmed at all, don't stress about it, because this is just showing the overall arching picture, and now we're gonna go over 30 days and go piece by piece by piece until it is finished. And by the time you're done, you look back as today and be like, man, at first I was a little overwhelmed, but I get it. It's done. My funnel's finished. It's done. It's launched. It's live. I have my own products. I have my own, like, all these things are finished because you had a chance to go through this challenge, okay? The one last thing I want to mention is how do you go through this challenge, okay? In the past, I've seen a lot of people who go through OFA and they go through all the trainings, right? And they're like, at the end, I'm going to go do all the stuff Russell said. And 30 days done, they're overwhelmed, they got all this stuff, and they're like, oh, I'm going to start. And they're like, oh crap, where do I start? Okay? That's not how you're going to be successful. The way you're going to be successful is you do each step as I give it to you, okay? This is going to require you to have a little bit of blind faith. Okay, you're literally walking into darkness. I have no idea where I'm going. I have kind of a map where I'm going, but I don't know where I'm going. And you've got to trust me. You got to trust and know that I've done this for a long time. Okay, I've been doing this now for almost 2 decades. Okay, in the last 3 or 4 years, we've given away over 1,000 Two Comma Club awards. Okay, so this is not my first rodeo. I know the path, and sometimes it's gonna be confusing and nervous, but it's like faith, right? You step in that path, and as soon as you get there, the way will get light a little bit in front of you. You're like, oh, cool. You're like, I don't know where I'm going. You step, and it gets a little bit lighter again. If you keep doing that process for the next 30 days, by the time you're done, you're like, oh, we made it to the end. Russell knew what he was talking about. He's not crazy. This is insane. I can't believe I have a funnel that's finished that's selling my own products. Okay? One of our most successful students here inside the ClickFunnels community have been Brandon and Caitlin Poland. And I remember they spoke at Funnel Hacking Live event and talked about, we bought Russell's course and look at our business now. And everyone afterwards was like, what course did you buy? Like, let us know what they bought. And they told them, they're like, and like half people were like, I have that course too. Like, yeah. Have you gone through? Yeah. Like, well, I watched some of it and I asked Brandon, I said, what's the difference between you and everybody else who goes through this course? Because you guys crushed it. Like, why didn't everybody else? He says, because everybody else sits there and watches it, and eventually they're going to do the work. He said, we would play on a thing, and as soon as you told us to do something, we paused it, and we went and did the thing. And I don't care if it took a day, a week, a month, a year, we did the thing before we came back and pushed play again on the next video. Okay, for you guys, it's the same thing. I'm giving you guys all this stuff in bite-sized chunks for the next 30 days. Okay? Do each step. Take the thing, watch the strategy video, go through the tactics, get in the groups, ask questions, get the thing done, and then show up the next day and keep moving forward, okay? Today was the longest day. We spent an hour today. Most days will be about 30 minutes long. It's going to be a lot shorter, okay? We're going to go a lot faster. I just need to give you guys kind of a big overview today. That's kind of what's going to be happening, okay? This week we'll be focusing on basically this page right here, and then we're also going to be getting into traffic this week. Rachel Miller is going to be coming back and kind of helping you guys getting the initial foundation stuff for traffic. So when this funnel is done, traffic will be coming in. But this is going to be our focus this week, is getting the first framework created, the product created, all those kind of things, okay? All right, so last thing then is, are you guys ready for the one-pager? Okay, so down below, they're going to put a link to the one-pager. Hopefully it's down there below on me. If you go to that page right now, it'll take you to this one-pager that just disappeared, but there's a link down there. It'll take you to the one-pager. After you've got it, save it to your one-pager account. Okay, just click on the save button. One-pager account's free to set up to save all the pages. Every single day you'll be getting pages from me, so make sure you save them. And that way you have them there. Your notes will be there. You can go back and reference them. You can see them over and over again. Make sure you save the one-pager. Again, the link is down below. Click on that, go to the one-pager, save it, and then go do your homework assignment, okay? The live coaching starts in the Facebook group in a couple hours, so make sure you are there for that. And with that said, you guys, thanks so much for hanging out today. Hope you had a fun time, and I'll see you back here same time tomorrow on the stage. We'll start going back through step number 1 and start building out your guys' very first sales funnel. Thanks again, you guys, and I'll see you tomorrow morning.